the International Cultural Festival turns 13 this year, and Minister Earl DeVoe is actually our Minister of Works and Transport, but today he's acting Minister of Foreign Affairs. And Minister DeVoe, it's one of these days that makes you feel proud to be Bahamian. I'm sure you share those sentiments.
Yeah, it's a wonderful expression of our cultural heritage and the extent to which we're able to demonstrate to the world how we could live in peace and harmony with up to 50 nations that live and work here in our country.
Okay, are you ready? We're going to do a little international cultural trivia. Let me see if you can guess the nation that I'm talking about. In 1492, when Columbus made his virgin voyage to the New World, he called it the Isla Juana. He named it after Prince Juan of Spain. Winston Churchill, when he visited this island, called it an island that was large and beautiful. But up until 10 to 15 years ago, as Bahamians, we didn't know much about this island. But today, we go there for education, for medical assistance, for vacations, and for cigars. I know by now you've guessed it. I'm talking about the nation island, or the island nation of Cuba.
Soy una mujer sincera, de donde crece la palma. Soy una mujer sincera, de donde crece la palma. Y antes de morir me quiero echar mis versos del alma. ¿Cómo dice? Guantanamera. Esa soy yo. Anda.
Actually from Denmark. You're the Danish consulate here.
That's right.
Right. How long have you been in the Bahamas?
We've been here 8 years.
8 years. Wow. What are some of the major differences between Denmark and the Bahamas? I know it's a lot, probably.
Well, of course, climate is number one.
Yeah.
Scandinavia is a much colder climate that is down here. But interesting enough, last year Denmark was voted the number one country to live in the world, and number 5 was Bahamas. So there must be a lot of similarities between the two countries to be that close together in that vote that was done. We are both island countries. We are both people that is used to live off the water, fishing, and so there are similarities in the lifestyle we have. As I say, climate is obviously the big difference, and that's why we love it down here in Bahamas.
Right.
We are definitely not people that like to sit in the cold climate and go back to the cold climate. Also, we have found that the Bahamians are very warm people, very kind of open people, and we have got many nice friends down here that we really cherish.
Wow.
And I think that the cultural festival is something that really get all the nations together.
Yeah. Do you speak English in Denmark, only English, or what are the other languages?
Danish.
Danish?
Yes.
Okay. Can you give me a little sample, like how would I say hello, how are you in Danish?
Hvordan har du det?
Hvordan har du det?
Yes.
Okay, all right, wonderful. Well, thank you so much for talking with us, and thank you for your sentiments, sir.
Thank you.
Okay, Native Show. Alexander Melis is actually 4th generation Greek, so he's been born and raised in the Bahamas.
Absolutely.
But you all have been managing to preserve your culture even though you're living here. Tell me a little bit about that, about how you were able to do that.
Well, it's a very strong Hellenic tradition that Greeks that are exported for whatever reason to other countries try to hold on as best they can to their culture. We do it primarily through our church, the Orthodox faith.
Okay.
When I was growing up, we had Greek school, speaking Greek in the house, learning as much as you can about Hellenic heritage and Greek culture. We were able to preserve and continue to preserve as much of the culture as possible.
Now, you know, one of the things that I really like is I like a lot of the Greek food. Now, how do you pronounce it? Because for years, you know, I say gyro, and then somebody said it's hero. How do you pronounce it? What's the right pronunciation?
It's actually a gyro. More of a Y pronunciation.
Gyro.
With a rolled R.
Okay.
Gyro.
Gyro.
There you go.
Okay,
Sounds good.
right. Now, Alexander, let's speak a little bit of the Greek language on air. How do I say hello?
In the morning, you'd say kalimera.
Kalimera.
And in the evening, you'd say kalispera.
Kalispera. I like that. Now, what am I trying here? This is lamb?
This is the lamb gyro meat.
Okay.
And this is the tzatziki sauce.
Ooh, so should I taste?
Absolutely.
Yes, okay. It's shaved. Okay. Now, I know I've had this. This is what you actually use sometimes in the hero, right?
That's the meat that goes in the pita bread.
Right.
And then mixed with the sauce.
Oh, man, this looks good. How do I say delicious?
She said it. Bulio.
Thank you so much for talking to me. How do you say thank you in Greek?
Evcharisto.
Evcharisto. Evcharisto, Alexander. Thank you. Native show. We're going to say that one in English.